Hey everyone, how's it going? Happy 8 p.m. and what today is Saturday. I just want to say thank you for hopping on. Thank you for watching this. For anyone who's watching this, hearing my voice right now, it's probably because you're hearing the recorded version because no one's on in the first 15 seconds of these live videos. But today's topic of today is, indeed, it is. Are you enjoying taking one day at a time? And I guess I know this is not the first time we've had this conversation, but I think sometimes, in a way, there are many different ways of living our lives and different purposes. But I feel like one of the biggest purposes of our lives is to just enjoy the every single day. I know that could be argued, disagreed. We all have different opinions on that, but I think it's really, really important that we're enjoying every single moment to the best of our abilities. Of course, there's going to be moments where we feel sad, where we feel like we're having a hard time. But I think the most important thing is that we're doing our best to enjoy our lives. Kitty Murray, good to see you on. Let's see. Someone seems happy. Yeah, I am happy. Life is good right now. Um, I'm very, very grateful for a lot of different reasons and a lot of big things coming up. So, yeah, I guess for me right now, the big thought of today, which is exactly the title of this video, is are you enjoying taking one day at a time? And for me, it's remembering that happiness is today, and happiness is not just waiting for the future. Waiting for us to hit that one big goal that we want to accomplish, or happiness is once we whatever it is get that house or uh, whatever, get away from our parents or whatever it is. I think sometimes we focus too much on the future and we forget about the present moment. So um, I would definitely say where I'm at right now with my life is I don't know how to say it, one of the best places I've been in. So very lucky, very fortunate to be where I'm at right now. But it's also I notice even though things are going well, I notice like if I held my old mindset of feeling like, man, Richard, you could be doing so much more, you're not doing enough, and having that constant anxiety, if I kept holding on to that, I would be very unhappy, even if everything was going well for me. So to me, it's a quick reminder to be like, okay, Richard, things are going well for you. That's awesome. And even if they're not, that's okay too. And just acknowledging like the only way you're going to truly be happy is by just appreciating this moment. To not stop trying to seek a perfect life, because I don't think there's such thing as a perfect life. Things are always going to be messy. There's always reasons every single day that I can beat myself up for. I can beat myself up for little things like, Richard, you're not being as productive as you can be. You didn't accomplish as much as you did as you wanted to today. You didn't stay as focused as you wanted to. You didn't do this as perfectly. Like there's so many things I could beat myself up for today. And honestly, there's some points where I was trying my best, but I just felt like my brain wasn't working as efficiently as I would like to. So I started feeling a little bit frustrated in that way. But right now I feel good. I feel positive. Kitty on YouTube says, "Hello, Richard. You and I have something in common. I played Mortal Kombat for 5 hours and had birthday cake Oreos by my side." Nice. Um, yeah. So I want to. How do I say this? Of course, I enjoy whatever sharing about kind of like my day and how things went. But before I do that, because I know you don't want to just hear about me, I want to get to the point of the question. Like what is the big point? Like, let's talk about enjoying every single moment of every single day, or to the best of our abilities. Um, so let's dive in real quick. Happiness and joy. What's a good question? I want to ask a better, more solid question here. I'm gonna go with. You know what? I know this sounds really basic, but the first question I want to ask is, how is your day? So whoever's on right now, you know, Kitty Marie, if you're on, obviously you're on. Kitty, let's start with that. Anyone who's on right now, I'd love to hear how was your day, and I don't mean this in a very typical way. Like I want you to really self reflect on how was your day today, and then there's a reason why I'm asking you this question. So Eric, Tim, Sandy, Kevin Kim, like anyone who's on right now, Ron, I see you. Thanks for the hearts. I'd love to know, number one is how was your day? How was your day? Good, bad, whatever, on a scale 1 through 10. How was your day? And the second question I'm going to ask you is why. Or you don't need to answer the question for me. I want you to answer the question for yourself. How's your day on a scale 1 through 10? And number two is why. Why did you feel your day was at this certain number? And then a follow up question behind that is like, okay, what can you have done to, I don't know, make it better? But also talk about why, what worked for you today. What was good about your day today? So I'm gonna briefly just chime in so you have a quick example. For me, I would say I feel like I'm a 8.5 out of 10 today. Uh, my reason I was at 8.5, which is pretty high. The reason I was at 8.5 today is because I felt like today was a very great day to just connect, and I went for a run outside. I just got to connect with people that I care about in my life, and I got to plan my future. I got to just do little things that mattered. For another, like I scheduled out my upcoming 2 weeks, which is incredible. So the fact that I have every single day scheduled for the next 2 weeks, like I don't have to really think about what am I doing today. What's the plan? No, everything's already scheduled out, and because it's scheduled out, it's perfect. It's like it's setting me up to win. I'm setting times like what time am I going to sleep, what time am I waking up, what days of the week am I exercising, what's my diet looking like, when do I get a quote unquote cheat day, and when are days I get to stay healthy, eating healthy and stuff like that. Yeah, so I feel more in control of my life. That's why I feel 8.5 out of 10. So that's what's working well. What didn't work so well? Why it's not like a perfect 10 for me? Um, Honestly, there's some moments that I just spent too much time overthinking like the most simple decisions, and I felt like I wasted a lot of time. Uh, Here's a really quick example. I went to Costco today, and I sat there thinking about like, which coffee should I get? Not for myself. I'm not much of a coffee drinker, but I'm planning to. I need to buy coffee for an event, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this one's like significantly discounted cheaper, but this one is like, it's whatever more name brand, but it's more expensive than the Costco, the Kirkland brand. So I'm just like, which one should I pick? And like I'm like, I really don't know which one to get, because like they both seem amazing. And honestly, like this is such a trivial thing. Like who cares what kind of coffee that you get? I mean, some people might, but like for me, it's like just pick a coffee. Like stop wasting so much time on it. Uh, and at the end of the day, I didn't end up getting any coffee. I'm like, I'll just get it later. Anyway, my main point is like, yeah, there's things that worked, things that didn't work, but at the end of the day, I realize to not be so hard on myself. To stop, don't focus so much on feeling bad. Don't feel focus on like, oh man, Richard, like other people would make much quicker decisions than you would. Because that stuff beats me up. Like I beat myself up over those tiny little things. Like, man, I wish I could be more productive like this person, or like the average person. Because most of the time, I'll be honest, most of the time I feel like I'm below average in productivity. I feel like I waste a lot of time. I feel like I'm not on top of it. And of course, these are just like the little voices in my head. Um, but it's just like, oh, I just had a random thought that I want to share with you right now. So, talking about like productivity for just a quick second. I was talking with the girl I'm dating, and I was telling her, like, yeah, like one of my goals is to become a master planner, like to just plan everything out, and that's why that was part of the reason why I was planning the next upcoming 2 weeks. And then she's like, "Don't be a master planner, be a master doer." And I'm just like, "Oof, you got me there. You got me there." Like straight up, that's what it's about. Like it's not just about planning and planning and planning. It's like it's about actually doing the work. So Yeah, I got stumped on that one. So that's good. All right. So Kitty says, Kitty says 5 hours of Mortal Kombat. Is that bad? Uh, so I just have to laugh, Kitty, because um, I'm so confused. So I'm gonna call you out, Kitty, just for fun. So a few days slash weeks ago, Kitty's like, "Hey, what's your favorite show?" And I was mentioning how one show that I liked because it's witty and fun is Rick and Morty, and she's like, "Oh, that's so bad." Like, the impression I got is that Kitty was like, "Oh, it's so bad." Like, a lot of bad vibes, not bad vibe. Like, it's just like it's very explicit, I guess, in a non-sexual way, just like explicit, like whatever it is. I won't say adult themes. It's a cartoon. Anyway, and then now you're asking, is playing 5 hours of Mortal Kombat a bad thing? Mortal Kombat, you mean the one where when you KO, when it says finish him? Like the one where when you do your final move, it like rips people's guts out and pulls off their brains and stuff like that? Excuse you. Excuse you, Kitty Marie. How can you say that Rick and Morty is bad when you're playing Mortal Kombat for 5 hours? I'm just calling you out right there, okay? Mortal Kombat. If you think Rick and Morty is bad, I don't know what to say. Anyway, I'm just messing around. Okay, Kitty says I did cry a little bit, then played Mark Kombat and ate junk food. You know, Mark Kombat is a video game, right? I would say my day was a five. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Your day was a five. Okay. Well, yeah, playing games for 5 hours and eating junk food. Um, what am I going to say here? I would say I've been there. Temporarily, it's like a nice little quick fix. But over time, I feel like I don't know. I don't know about you. I'm curious because for myself, if I were to play video games for 5 hours and then eat junk food, I would end up feeling kind of bad. I would feel bad that I was in my lens, maybe not you, but in my lens, I would feel like, oh man, I played a lot of video games today, and on top of that, eating junk food, whatever, birthday cake, Oreos, I'm like, oh man, I shouldn't have eaten so much, because I want to eat healthier, whatever it is. But yeah, I'm always trying to live life in alignment with who I want to be. So if I ever do play video games, I don't really play a lot, but if I do, it's going to be my goal would be to do it in balance, to do it like uh, in moderation, in a way that makes me feel still in control of my life and still good about it. Same thing with junk food. I don't know how much junk food you ate, not judging. For myself, it's like if I notice I'm eating too much junk food, it's like, okay, I would feel bad. But if I were in control of it, like, okay, I'll just have just a little bit and eat just a little bit, then I'd feel better. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Let's see. You got me breathless. Kitty Marie, again, if you're not seeing this, it's Kitty Marie's on YouTube. YouTube says, or Kitty says, I am happy to make you laugh. I have been playing Mortal Kombat ever since I was 6. I still don't understand how you say Rick and Morty is bad if you've been playing Mortal Kombat since you're 6. That's I stay away from Mortal Kombat because it's so gruesome. Like it's so like over the top awful in that way, in my opinion. I did used to play Mortal Kombat when I was a kid, which is not great either. Ray says, Raymond Walk on Facebook says, I got a question about fear. What's a good thing to do to overcome it instead of feeling that, and how? So, if you want to overcome fear, the first thing that pops in my head is just do it. Like literally, that's my answer. How do you overcome fear? Just do it. It's like if you're afraid of doing something, but you know you want to do it, like deep down inside, like even if you're afraid to, I always use the example of asking a girl out because it's a classic example. So let's say you want to ask a girl out and you're just afraid. You're like, oh man, I can't. Like, I think I don't. I'm not very confident in myself. I think she'll probably just reject me. I'm a loser, whatever it is. Whatever conversations you have, um, the only way that you're going to ultimately let's say, eventually get a girl like that is by having the courage to actually just do it. Anyway, let's use another example. So we got the girl example. Let's say you have a goal to become a. I'm not using myself here, but like let's say you have a goal to become a motivational speaker of some sort. I don't know. That seems to be a goal that people like to do. Some people, or yeah, I'm just gonna go motivational speaker. So let's say that's your goal. You want to become a speaker, and you're like, oh man, I don't think people will listen to me. Like I'm just, I'm scared. I'm afraid. Um, the trick to overcoming fear is to just do it. It's like if you're afraid of it, just start learning how to Google how to become a speaker or whatever goal that you want to accomplish. How to quit my job and start my own business. How to, pursue this path, like, and just do it because the more we linger on it, the more fear that's going to keep bubbling up, and it's never going to happen. Um, I hate to stay on the same topic and give a similar example with like asking a girl out, but I want to use this example because I think it really hits home a point. And it's one of those random examples. It's like it's not the best example, but it works really well in my opinion. So there was one time I was at the beach, and I've used this example before. Like, if you might have heard this already. So there's one time I was at the beach. Long story short, there's like this super super cute girl at the beach, and at this point I was single, and she was walking her dog on the beach, and I'm just like, dude, she's so cute. Like I have to go talk to her. Like, she seems like a really nice person, all that stuff, and I was afraid she was with another guy, like literally at the beach with another guy, and about the same age. Like to me, I'm like, that has to be your boyfriend. Like, so I'm like, I don't know how to ask her. Like I don't have experience with this. I don't know what to do. I was afraid. Fear. That was fear. And in my mind, I'm like, it doesn't matter if that's your. It doesn't matter who that guy is. Just do it, Richard. Like do it for yourself. If you get rejected, whatever, it doesn't matter if you get rejected. Just do it because that's what you want to do. Um, it didn't go perfectly. I hesitated. 15 minutes passed by. I'm like, Shh, man, Richard, like just do it. Like I was so nervous. I was so nervous. I'm like, I walked past her so many different times, just like almost doing it. I'm like, no, not doing it. Next time, whatever. And I realized, she was standing there for 15 minutes. There's no way she was going to stand there forever. So I'm like, if I want to do it, I had to do it now. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Just do it. So I went up to her, and there's I had a few moments of like a little brief, like trying to talk to her or like ease into it. Like I'm like, hey, like what kind of dog is that or whatever. And then one time I went back. I was walking back and forth on the beach very awkwardly, and another time I was like, hey, is that your boyfriend or something like that's such an awkward question to ask, but I asked it anyway because I wanted to know, and she actually said, no, that's not my boyfriend. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like I just small talk, like, hey, like what are you doing out here, blah blah blah, and I was really nervous. I didn't ask the question right away, so I left. I'm like, okay, cool. I just left. 5 minutes later, I came back. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so stupid. Like she knows, she could sense the awkwardness. I already know it. Whatever. 5 minutes later, or whatever, 2 minutes later, I walk back. I'm like, hey, look, I know this is kind of awkward or whatever, but I just thought you were really cute, and I just want to see if you wanted to grab coffee sometime. And what's funny is the next thing she said was like, oh, I actually have a boyfriend. I'm just like, duh. Anyway, the point is, like, if you fear something, just do it. Okay, Raymond Walker says, okay, a better question is, how do we be more courageous? I want to say courage is a choice. How do you be more courageous? You just do it. It's the same question. I know you probably hate me right now, Ray, but that's literally the answer. It's how do you be more courageous? You just do it. You choose. You choose courage. Like that. There is no shortcut around that. It's like you want to learn how to be courageous. You do like you do the most uncomfortable thing possible. It's I want to use the same example of me asking this girl out on the beach, the super cute girl. So the most courageous thing for me to do, how do I have more courage? Here, let me rephrase this. You have courage. We all have courage inside of us already. It's tapping into that courage is really the main thing. So let's go back to the example where I'm asking this cute girl out on the beach. It took me, I forgot, somewhere between 15 to 30 minutes to ask her out. I don't remember exactly, but it took a while. What should have look if you told me to go ask a girl out right now on the beach or whatever, assuming I'm single, like, hey Richard, go ask that girl out over there. Um, Honestly, I'd probably hesitate still, but I'm at a place right now where even if I'm afraid, like I could probably do it. Like challenge me to do it. Okay, I'll just go do it. I'll have those butterflies. I'll feel really anxious, but I can just go there and do it. Back then, this is like, I don't know, 3 years ago or whatever. Um, what was the right thing I should have done in that moment for myself is just straight up do it. Hey, you want to ask that girl out? Boom, go. Walk up to her. Hey, I think you're really cute. Would you be open to getting some coffee sometime? Whatever it is, just do it. So, how do you be more courageous? Just do it. That's it. Like, I'm lucky that she stayed for 15 minutes, and I feel proud that I actually did it, even though it was scary. It wasn't perfect, but at least I did it. So that's all I got. All right, Raymond says, all right. What I'm actually need help with is composure. I do things I don't feel comfortable about all the time. So, Ray, if you don't mind, what I'd love to hear from you is what's a something that you're facing right now? Like, what's something that you're afraid to do? And if you're open to sharing, what do you want to do? What's your goal? What do you want to accomplish? And what's kind of getting in the way of you accomplishing that goal? And I'd love to, if you're open to it, I'd love to kind of dig a little bit deeper. I'd love to share with you what I would do, what I think is right, and then, I'm not a perfect human being either. I mess up too. I'd love to just hear the example in a way, and whatever you feel comfortable with, or have the courage to just put it out there. Anyway, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I do. I'm I'm just having fun. All right. So Ray, as you're commenting back, I'm gonna read Kitty Marie's question, which is or comment. Kitty says, "My day was half bad because I literally took action, stripped down to shorts and a t-shirt, and went out to walk and cry in the rain. Normally, I wear long sleeves and baggy clothes, but because I hate my body, did I take action today? I'm not too clear. So, Kitty, what I'm hearing you say is that you decided to wear shorts and a t-shirt instead of long sleeve and baggy clothes because you hate your body and you think you deserve that. That's what I'm hearing you say. I don't know if that's actually correct, but if that is, um, it kind of hurts me it hurts. I was scared to go out like that. Huh. I'm not 100% clear on this one. I kind of get a gist or a vibe of what you're trying to say, an idea, but I don't fully understand what you're saying. The general idea is that let me see, you were scared to go out like that, um, and I understand that you don't like your body. That's what I'm getting. Cool. Um, yeah, my encouragement, my challenge to you is to continue working on reframing your story around your body because it's just a story. We've talked about this a lot. I used to hate my body too, and if I'm being completely honest, it's like I don't 100% love my body. It's not like um, it's still not perfect. The conversation I have with my body, like I think, physically I look fine right now. Whatever. Uh, I'm at a really good weight. I feel good. That's debatable. When I look in the mirror, like physically, I look fine. I look pretty good. But there's a part of me I can't say that I'm fully like in love with my body. I just there's like there's a story that's still there in the back of my mind. Some days I do, some days I don't. So I'm not perfect. Um, yeah, it's just in terms of my body image, like how much I love my own body. Uh, that conversation, it's interesting that you're creating this opportunity for me to think about this because it hasn't really been a huge conversation or a huge focus of mine. Like it's always been there. Like this whole, I don't really fully 100% love my body. Conversation has been there, but it hasn't been the main primary focus or a big enough focus for me to actually address the issue. But now that you've brought it to my attention, it's like, okay, there obviously now I know there's some work that gets to be done there, and I got to work through that. It's not my biggest priority, but it's still a priority somewhere there. So, thanks for bringing that to my attention. Let's see here. Let's see. Kitty says, I showed the world my pale, thick thighs covered in scratches. I showed my skinny arms and wore my short hair down. So my question to you, Kitty, is why? Why did you choose today to show your pale, thick thighs covered in scratches and show your skinny arms and your short hair? Let's see. I did something that was scary. You're welcome. Hey, you look like you are growing a mustache. Well, I just didn't shave yet today. That's all. Yeah. I don't plan on growing a mustache. It's I just didn't shave today. That's all. Yeah. Maybe I'll shave tomorrow. Who knows? It's okay. Alrighty. Yes. Yes. What do I want to talk about today? I'm gonna vlog vomit for a second. What I mean by that is, feel free to continue conversations. Please, anyone who's on right now, I see 7 people on right now. For anyone who's on right now, feel free to just like talk about your life. Like seriously, I want to hear about what's going on in your life. I want to hear about the challenges that you're going through, the wins that you're going through, anything. Like this is what this is for, and the fact that we have fewer numbers on right now is a perfect opportunity to really engage in actual conversation versus just kind of sitting here and listening to Richard talk in the background, which I know some people do, which is perfectly fine too. I enjoy the engagement conversation. Um, with that being said, today one cool thing that happened was that I had so I'm doing this thing called the Own Your Life Challenge, which is a monthly challenge. And January, there's like this, I spent a lot of time developing the structure. February, this month, we just had a call yesterday, our first call of the month, and it was very simple. It was like, what's your name, where you're from, what's your number one goal? And it was so cool for me I guess it was just so cool for me to experience like simplicity at its most beautiful moment. Like for me, January, I spent so much time, effort thinking about all this process, and it didn't work out. So January or February, I'm just like, you know what? How do I just simplify this? How do I just make this easier for everyone, including myself? And all I did was just hop on a call, ask people what their goals are. And what I learned is like when people can voice what their actual goal is for, let's say, the month, and they start thinking what's their obstacle, what's going to get in their way, and then they start thinking about things like how do they overcome their obstacle. I believe that's so much more effective than trying to, I don't know how to say this, like do whatever I did in January, which was like overdo it, and it was just overly complicated. So I feel great that I put far less energy by just taking time to be present. I spent far less energy, and I feel like I'm creating a far bigger impact compared to January. And all that is because of just taking time to be present and just instead of working harder, like work smarter. It's like really honing in, thinking about okay, what's going to actually make a difference in people's lives. So I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, so I'm happy about that. Kitty, yeah, Kitty, I'm gonna get into let's see your comments. Kitty says, I did it today because I felt pressure. I thought of the positive body image I had last summer. It made me happy, so I showed my insecurities to bring that feeling back. Wait, hold on. I thought of the positive body image I had last summer. It made me feel happy, so I showed my insecurities to bring that feeling back. Um, so, Kitty, what I'm hearing you say is you decide to wear, we'll say, shorts today, so you could, because last summer you're feeling good, more positive body image, and you want that feeling back, so you wore your shorts today in a way, so you can kind of show that off. And I don't know if I'm hearing this correctly, but what I heard you say was that you were hoping that you'd feel better about yourself, but you ended up actually not feeling good about the way your body looks, because it doesn't look like, maybe because it doesn't look like last summer, or something like that. So yeah, I can relate with it. I think I feel like all of us can relate with that. It's if that is the case. Um, yeah, it's like, even for me, I've seen myself skinnier than I am today, which is ridiculous. Like right now, I weigh somewhere between 160, 165 pounds, which is really good for the history of Richard. My average weight in my life is about 185, I would say, is 185. 180 to 185 has been my average weight. That's overweight. 175 is borderline overweight. So I've always been overweight. So 165 is great, but I know in my mind, I'm just like, I'm here, I'm trying to eat healthier, all that stuff, and I've hit 147, and I have this story, for better or worse, probably worse, that, in my mind, I'm like, ooh, I could be skinnier, I could, whatever. I don't need to be skinnier. I really don't need to be skinnier, but like, when I see 165 on the scale right now, I'm like, I should be at least 160 max or whatever. So I start feeling whatever, fat, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. So I can relate with it. There's still those conversations that we're working through. Okay, sweet. I feel like we're pretty caught up with comments and stuff like that. I don't want to stay on too long tonight. But if you got questions, feel free to chime in. Let's see. Susie H on YouTube says, "Hey Richard, are you reading any books right now?" Great question. In this current exact moment, I would say I've kind of taken a little bit of a pause on reading books. The two that I have sitting on my desk right now, number one is Your One Word, by Evan Carmichael, which is about figuring out like what is your one word that really like defines who you are, and so the one word, I mean, this was like a few months ago, honestly. My one word that I came up with was heart, although the more I think about it, sometimes I think connection is really my one word. So, um, yeah, I think, anyway, I believe connection is so important to me. I believe, like, uh, yeah, connection, it's just real human stuff. It's like when I think about my speaking business, I don't want to have a business where I'm doing a bunch of like, cold mass emails to like 1,000, 2,000 people and be like, hey, blank, hey, template name. My name is Richard Quo. Please hire me. No, like I want to build real relationships. I want to connect with people. So that's my thing. Second book that's on my desk right now is called The Things You Can See Only When You Slow Down. The Things You Can See Only When You Slow Down. And it's like a very like spiritual calming book, with little, it's a very easy, like it's almost like poetry, reading poetry in a way. It's like, it's very simple, quick tips to reduce anxiety, deal with relationship stuff. So those are just a few things. So, but to answer your question, I'm not really reading much at the moment. I get to start learning more. I've been watching more videos, podcasts, and things like that. That's usually how I, more recently, have been soaking in information. All right. Thanks for the question. Let's see. Raymond Walker on Facebook. Raymond, and then Kevin, I want to read your comment just a second, even though it's directed at Ray. Raymond says, I think you are right about simplifying. Perhaps it's best not to overthink this. I'm getting past this issue. It's probably something simple. Honestly, I feel like most issues are rather simple. I think we overcomplicate as human beings. We tend to overcomplicate. Can't talk. As human beings, we tend to overcomplicate everything in a way. Like I think it's like we spend so much time overthinking that we don't spend enough time thinking or doing. So we overthink too much and we don't do enough. So I feel like that's the story of my life. That's why I said, the girl I'm dating, her name's Christine. She's like, instead of being a master planner, be a master doer. Like just do it. I feel like action is like, action solves everything, Um, action really does solve so much. It solves a lot of our problems if you just do it. Stop overthinking it. Stop feeling like it's a burden. Stop feeling like this is a chore. It's annoying. Once you just do it, you'll see that it's really not that bad. It's really easier than we thought it was, just by doing it and pushing past all that. So something I'm still working on myself, but that's what I got. Kevin Vo, I'm gonna read your comment. Kevin Vo says to Raymond, to be courageous is to be present in the moment. Fear comes from either the past, history, or the future. Things that aren't happening, but imagining it. So staying at the moment, like when you're in the shower, you notice all the droplets hitting you, or seeing what's happening when you're driving. I really like that. I really like that. So I just want to echo, like, highlight what really sticks out to me. So for anyone who feels like they lack courage, or they want to figure out how to find courage, I love the part where Kevin is saying, um, be present in the moment, because fear comes from things in the past or the future. I agree with that 100%. If you fear something, it's because you're looking at the past, because let's say you got traumatized because you got hurt by someone or something. Quick example for me is I sprained my ankle playing basketball. So when I played basketball, for the longest time after I had my really bad sprain that took me out for several months, I was so self conscious with my ankle because, um, I had a traumatic accident. So that's fearing the past. But guess what? I finally got over it, and I don't think about my ankle anymore. So that's not a problem. Let's talk about the future. A lot of people fear the future because they're fearing, like, let's say, whatever, not having enough money or getting rejected by something, stuff like that. So, but if you're in the present moment, you don't worry about the fear. So, I don't know. That's a little bit more intellectual, spiritual, stuff. But it's a good foundation to have. And let's see here. Susie H says, I love Evan's videos. Yeah, awesome. It's so many. I just want to say so many great people to follow and learn from. Kitty says, I looked like a zombie from the movie Train to Busan. Pale, veiny, thick legs, and pale skin. I did feel a little better. My summer feeling kind of came back. Kitty, what I just want to point out real quick is, like, from from my perspective, you are super like super overly, what's the word, you're focused way too much on yourself and the way you look. Like, you care about how you look way too much. And I'm not criticizing you. Trust me, I'm not criticizing you. Like, I think it's a very normal thing to do, especially for females, because society has kind of created this culture of, like, females need to present themselves in a certain way. Like, females need to be wearing makeup, all this stuff, which I think is really unfortunate. Honestly, Kitty, like, if you want to build up your self esteem, personal opinion, it's like with any girl, like, focus on just building up your character. Your personality, who you are. Stop focusing so much on your appearance. Like, I'm gonna be really honest with you, Kitty, and, like, I almost want, like, I feel like people need to start doing this more, but, like, I really don't care about the way you look, Kitty. Like, I don't care if if you feel your legs are veiny, if you feel like you're pale and all this stuff. Like, I don't really care. Um, what I care more about is the person that you are. And what I do know is you're a great person. I also want to mention something else. 100 Bucks says that you are being superly overcritical about yourself. And what I mean by that is, like, let's say, whatever, people, let's say myself, or maybe some strangers, or maybe some of your friends, they see you, and guess what? You're the only one who is noticing all the quote unquote the imperfections about yourself. Your pale skin, your veiny legs, like, all this stuff. Like, it's because you're so self conscious. Like, you're overly focused. Like, nobody else but you is paying attention to all these fine details and your insecurities, except for you. Maybe they might notice a few things, but honestly, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, let's say I see you and I'm like, hey, your legs are kind of pale. I have that thought. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It doesn't change who you are. It doesn't make you a better or worse person. Your legs are pale. Who cares? But I get it. I'm not criticizing you because guess what? We all do it. We're human beings. We have egos. We are self conscious. We care about how we look and appear in front of other people. So, but yeah, hope that's supportive in some way. Kitty says, "What, Richard? Others come first. I do not care too much about myself. I missed the context. Others come first. Oh, thank you. Because no one will like you if you are unattractive. BS. First of all, stop. Like I don't know, Kitty. I don't know if you're being aware of your languaging right now. Again, I'm not trying to criticize, but like I'm doing my best not to criticize or whatever. I'm trying to. This is constructive here. I'm trying to be constructive. Creating like I don't know, something about me just feels like you're so overly focused on your appearance, and it really doesn't matter. Like attraction does not just come from physical appearance, and seriously, like I don't know what to say about this. It's like sure, I hate I dislike the fact that um there's like this stereotype or this culture where it seems like we put so much attention towards appearance. Like, in the media, you see like, the like guys catcalling those sexy women on the street, blah blah blah, like all that kind of stuff. Like, that's so media focused. Like, in my world, sure there are pretty women out there physically, but who cares? Like, stop focusing so much energy on appearance and focus it on building your character. Focus on building the person that you are, and that's far more important than appearance, in my opinion. So I don't know. Like I just feel like too many women are way too hyper focused on their appearance for the wrong reasons. Like, please take that energy and apply it to building up your character and the person that you are, or do both. You know, build up your appearance and work on your character. But in my opinion, character comes first. Like appearances are so superficial. So please do me a favor and don't buy into that. Like I understand so many people care about you see everyone care about their appearances. I don't think that should be the focus. Like focus on your character and your personality. That's like that trumps everything. Seriously. Yeah. I'm sorry, Richard. I'm just in ruins. I just want to feel wanted. I get it. It's normal. So, Katie, like, what I'll tell you, and again, this is not personal to you. This is little. This is a very general statement. Is for any woman who feels insecure about the way that they look, so they have to make themselves up. They got to put on makeup. They got to look pretty and all this stuff. So for a guy to want them, like I'll tell you right now that you're gonna feel, or this woman will feel worthless and, that negative feeling of like low value, whatever it is. They'll just feel low self worth. Even if one guy will be like, "Oh, you're so sexy, you're so pretty, you look amazing." Guess what? That is just a temporary quick fix. Like it's not going to solve the long term problem. And so if you put on makeup, you look great, you look stunning one day, and then you feel good that one day, and you feel like it's going to change your life, like what, or maybe not even change your life, but just like, well, from my personal experience, look, even though I'm a guy, I get it. I've dealt with that too. I've felt ugly before, and there's times where I want to look whatever, pretty, sexy, attractive, handsome, whatever it is. And I would look great, I would put on my black collared shirt, do my hair, look great, go to the dance, feel good. And, maybe people are like, oh man, you're so cute, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You look good, handsome, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? Once that facade is off, that mask is off, and I'm sitting in my room, I go back to whatever you want to say, like hating my body, hating the way that I look, because that was just a moment. So it's not sustainable. I can't keep wearing a black button down shirt, putting up my hair, everything looking so perfect, just so I could feel good about myself. So really what I've learned for myself is to learn to just be okay with how I look, in general. Still working on it. And it's okay to dress up once in a while. Like once in a while I'll dress up to feel better, but in general, like I feel like you gotta learn how to love yourself. I know that sounds really cheesy, but I think that's where it starts. You gotta learn how to love yourself. Okay. Um, let's see. Yes, I understand you to some extent. I'm of course doing the best that I can. I don't know everything about you. Besides, Mortal Kombat 6 years old, and was it birth surprise birthday cake Oreos. It's okay if you got trouble with your character. That's perfectly okay. It's improving yourself one step at a time. Raymond, if you're still on, I don't know if you're still on right now, but I see your comments. I'm gonna get to them in just a second. I should have mentioned that earlier. I'm pretty sure Raymond already hopped off. Anyway, yeah, we're all trying to build our character one little moment at a time. And the best advice, off the top of my head, for building character is think about you get a good place to start is just think about what are the core characteristics that you want to improve about yourself. Like I'll answer the question. So just to give an example, um, core core characteristics I want to improve about myself in this moment right now. I would say number one is integrity. When I say integrity, that's mostly personal integrity. It's like when I say I'm going to do something, I just do it. I don't make excuses. I don't. When I say, yeah, it's just integrity because I struggle with it. Sometimes I make commitments and sometimes I break them. And that hurts my self esteem. So that's number one, integrity. What else do I want to do? Integrity, discipline. It's like this. For example, for this past week, yes, I'm eating healthy, but I'm bending my rules just a little bit with my health. Like, for example, today I'm supposed to be fasting from 12 to 8 p.m. This morning, a little bit of a special occasion. I was hanging out with my some family, and they want to eat breakfast. I'm like, okay, I'll make an exception today. I'll eat breakfast today, which is the first time I've ever kind of like broken my fast from 12 to 8, 8 at like 9:30 a.m. And then I told myself, okay, I'm just gonna push my fast earlier for 2.5 hours. But I didn't eat until late because of all the stuff I had going on. So I kind of bent the rules and I kind of broke it. So anyway, I want to work on my integrity. So that's what I got. Focus on what you want to improve on, what characteristic you want to improve on, and start putting in the effort to do it. Create a plan. That's what I'm doing. I'm starting to eat healthier, moving forward, even though I kind of screwed up today, and the past few days, honestly. So little things, there's being aware and then taking action to actually improving on it. Let's see. Raymond, I don't know if you're still on. I'm going to get to your question in just a second. I just want to finish up the stream of comments real quick. Kitty Marie on YouTube says, I enjoy learning about other cultures, which others take as a bad thing. I went through a phase where I lived learning about Islam. Then people started calling me a confused terrorist. I wish I was not so interested in learning other cultures. Goodness, Kitty, no, please stop. Please stop. Stop. Okay? Let's pause. Please just pause. Pause. I know this is getting annoying, but pause. Stop. Okay? Like, I don't know how to say this. Kitty, like, and this applies to anyone else. I feel like this is relevant because, okay, here's what I'm saying, Kitty. You're saying you wish you weren't interested in learning other cultures. Can I tell you something, Kitty? Like, you should be learning other cultures. Good for you for learning other cultures. Like, you get to learn we all get to learn other cultures. The reason why you feel like you don't want to learn other cultures and you regret learning other cultures is because everyone around you, you're surrounded by so much negativity and a bunch of haters. People who are, I don't know how to say this, like They're haters. That's what they are. Like, stop listening to everyone. You're getting you're in such a toxic environment. Everyone is hating on you. Stop feeding into stop stop eating from their hands. Like, stop caring about what other people think about you. Please, like, seriously. I don't know what to say. Like, screw them. Screw them. Forget about the haters. Forget about the people putting you down. Like, I'm patient. I'm patient. And I'm calm. And I don't mean this in a negative, aggressive way, but like, please just like stop paying attention to the haters. Like, I want to say I'm tired of hearing it. Like, no, I'm not tired of hearing like don't talk about it anymore. That's not what I mean. Like, keep talking about it. I'm just like, it just bugs me that we listen to people because we want attention. We want all this stuff. Kitty, you deserve so much more than you're getting. You've been dealt some crappy cards in your life. You've been surrounded by a crappy environment where people don't support you. You know? You've been influenced by other people. You listen to other people. When people call you a confused terrorist, you listen to them. You feel bad. Guess what? Good for you. Good for you for learning other people, learning other cultures. Good for you. That is maturity. That is a sign, like, everyone should be learning to be more open-minded. And just because they're calling you a terrorist, I don't know where exactly that comes from, but really, to me, that's like, number one, obviously that's insensitive, that's disrespectful. Like, they're so close-minded, like, they don't understand the world. And I don't hold it against them, they're not bad people, they're ignorant. They don't understand the world. Like, good for you for learning Islamic culture. I don't know enough about it. So please teach me about it. Please stop listening to the haters. I'm tired. I don't know. This could be miscommunicated what I'm saying. I want to say I'm tired of like people following other people who should have no value over what you say. Like, I can care less about these people. Please stop spending time with these people who are bringing you down so much. You're giving your power away way too much. Like, you deserve so much more. I don't know if I'm getting my message across to you right now. Like, I'm a little bit fired up right now. It's like, stop. Like, get away from these people. I've spent the past 4 minutes repeating myself, but like, I'm tired. Like, please do yourself a favor. Get away from this crap. Like, it's so BS. You don't deserve this crap. Like, you deserve so much better, Kitty. Like, you are such a great person. Like, I know I'm only one person telling you this out of the thousands upon thousands of people that you've come, hundreds and thousands, up to you, that you've come across who said so many negative things to you. And guess what? Because sometime when you grew up in your life, one person started putting you down. And guess what? You started listening to that story. Then guess what? You started believing, oh, I'm this worthless piece of crap. I'm this person. I need attention because no one's giving to me. I'm not good enough. And guess what? From that moment on, whenever that was, when you're 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, whenever that was, 2 years old, from that moment forward, the only thing you listen to are all the negative things. Like, oh, you know what? I want to listen to this loser who's telling me that I'm a confused terrorist. They're right, I am. That's all you've been listening to for the past, I don't know how many years of your life. Because your belief system at a very young age was structured to only listen to the negatives about who you are and confirm, I'm unattractive, I'm ugly, I can't do it. I don't know what to say here. Sorry, I know you wrote some comments. I'll look at it in just a second. Like, beauty is so much deeper than this, what's on the surface. Like, I can name people. I haven't seen you, Kitty, but my guess is you are far more beautiful, like, physically. I don't know, this is so, like, I don't mean to be mean here and compare and stuff like that, but my guess is, Kitty, my guess is that you are actually, beautiful. And obviously you're not going to believe it because you're Kitty. You already have your own mindset. You know, I haven't seen a photo of you, but my guess is that you're beautiful. And from a judgmental perspective, like if I compared you versus some other person who was quote unquote less beautiful or whatever externally, I'm sure you would beat a ton of people. Like that's, you know, I could be a little. I've never seen you before. You know, I could be completely off. But my guess is that you are far more critical on yourself than is the actual reality of the case. Like if we did a study on like statistics on like survey like ranking rate number whatever what's a hot or not.com or whatever it is, and yeah, I don't know what to say. Um, anyway, I think you're just overly critical on yourself, and you need to get away from the haters. That's what I'm going to say. Okay. Um, let's see. Follower of Christ, the seventh trumpet. Hey, do you consider yourself religious? If you're talking to me, do I consider myself religious? I don't consider myself religious. I'm spiritual, not religious. Let's see. Kitty says, I deserve so much more than I am getting. Then please someone give it to me. Okay, so Kitty, if you're waiting for someone to give it to you, guess what? There's someone waiting there is someone waiting to give it to you already. They've been waiting for a very long time. They've been waiting for you for a very long time, for your whole entire life. You probably know this person. You might start be thinking about who I'm talking about right now. That person is you. So if you think you deserve to be getting so much more, give it to yourself. That's a little bit cheesy of a phrase, I know, but I think it's the truth. Like if you think you deserve more, give it to yourself. Like you're holding yourself back. We are all holding ourselves back from what we deserve. For anyone who thinks that they're not worthy, guess what? You're going to keep treating yourself like you're not worthy. Until you don't. It's the same thing for all of us. You know, like, me too. What's it? Well, this is different, but I'll hold it up anyway. This thing right here. So I went to a conference. We did a board break, and I had this, and it was a belief that I had 2 months ago. I'm not capable. Essentially, this was either like I'm not capable or I'm not worthy. That was the story I kept telling myself. And guess what? Like, that was my truth. You know, I'm not capable. I'm not worthy. That was my truth for the longest time. And then one day I just made a decision. You know, I'm like, you know what? No more. I am worthy. I am capable. I am worthy. I am capable. You could, Kitty, anyone else, you could repeat that to yourself. I'm worthy. I'm capable. Yeah. And you may not believe it right now, but eventually you will. And this is a little bit like, this is life work. This is stuff that you got to put in the time and the effort and the effort, you know, put in the effort to really shift that mindset. It's so important. Yeah. Like, if you think you're worthless, like, you become your own thoughts. So if you want to keep believing you're worthless, then you become worthless. But once you realize, you know what? I don't want to be worthless anymore. Guess what? You make that decision. I know it doesn't seem like you do. I know it seems like the world has given you your value, but no. The world has not given you value. You have allowed the world to give you your value. So you get to choose, do you want the world to define your value or do you want to choose your value? You get to choose. If you want to continue listening to the world and all the haters, there you go. That's what you get. But if you want to change that conversation, if you truly want to be worth more than you think you are, if you want to be worthy, if you want to be confident, if you want to be whatever, the choice is yours. It really is. So you got to do it. Okay? Like nobody else. It starts with stop listening to the haters and start, even if you don't believe it, starting to believe that you are worthy. that you are capable, because you are. Okay? I don't know if what I just said made sense or not, but I hope it resonated to some level. Um, Raymond Walker, if you're still on, please forgive me. I know we dove into conversation. I have a feeling Raymond's not here. Raymond, if you're on, shoot us a message so I know. Yeah, I don't know if he's on right now, but that's okay. I'm glad we went into this conversation. Kitty, um, yeah, I hope you're doing okay. I can't, I'm not psychic. I don't know how you're doing in this moment. I know the conversation that we went into was, at least for me, it felt really like it really like struck some chords with me. Like it, whatever, pulled on some heartstrings or whatever you want to call it. Like I felt it for me. So I don't know if you felt the same way I did, but to me it was deep. And I don't know. I just, I can't control you. I can't control when you're going to take action. I can't control if things resonate and hit with you. I could only do the best that I can. That's it. And maybe this is the moment, maybe it's not the moment, and that's okay. I'm not attached to it. Maybe the moment where you shift the way you think is the most random moment ever. Maybe it's not even emotional. Maybe it's just one day you're just like, I get it. I get why I'm worthy. Maybe it's one of those. I don't know. I don't know, but I'll still be here. Um, like you're like you're kind of my project here. I don't mean that in a condescending way. You are a human being. I honor that. When I say you're my project, I mean that in a more compliment way. It's like, Kitty, like I appreciate you so much. The fact that you're on here all the time, and the fact that I know you're on here because you want to grow. You want to change yourself. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on here. These daily live streams are, in a way, they can be boring for a lot of people. I don't attract everyone onto these live streams. It's people who want to be on here are on here. I don't know why, some of you are on here watching. Maybe you're entertained by all this stuff, but yeah. Anyway, thank you, Kitty. Thank you for being on here. Thank you for, I don't know, giving me the opportunity to self-reflect. I understand that I am supporting you, or I'm doing the best I can to support you. But honestly, by you giving me this opportunity, I'm learning myself. I'm growing. I'm self-reflecting, and the reason why I'm so fired up right now is because it's like whatever you're going through is in a way something that either A, I've gone through, or B, I'm still going through, and or B, I'm still going through. Um, yeah, Kitty, I don't know where you are. I don't know if you're okay right now. I don't know if you're, kind of in your own space. If you're breaking down right now, I don't know where you are right now. My hope is that that wherever you are right now, you'll just take a little bit of time to process, and whatever, next time we talk, maybe tomorrow, you'll have a little bit more clarity, a little bit more like, think about a little bit more, whatever. But whew, yeah, I do hope. I don't know if you need to rewatch this live stream or certain parts of it, like the past whatever 15 minutes of what I was saying, rewatch it. There's a lot of fire, there's a lot of heart, in what I was saying, and I mean it. Like, it's just, I don't know if it makes sense. Like, just get away from the haters, get away from the toxic environment. Like, it's not serving you. It really isn't. It's like it's hurting you so much. Why has no one showed up in your life? Why? Why? Why has that? Have you not received that goodness if you deserve it? Let me answer that question real quick. Because life isn't fair. It really isn't. I wish it was. It's not. Life is not fair. You were dealt a crappy hand of cards. You were put into a toxic environment, and it is what it is. But it's up to you to do the best you can to get through it. And guess what? Life gave you me. Life gave you me. I'm not bragging about myself. Let's remove this. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, I am self-aware enough. I'm this is not out of ego. I know I'm here to support you. You know, I know you're very fortunate to have support by someone like me who's talking to you every single day like this. Again, not about me. This is about you. Like, I don't know. Is this a sign for you? I don't know. It can be. It's up to you. You know, or is this Richard Kuo, Richard Kuo, this Richard Kuo guy, is he just some random guy who's just talking? You know, like, it's up to you. You create the meaning out of everything that you want. It is up to you. Okay? So, Kitty, haven't heard for you in a few minutes. I hope you're still on, and I hope you're doing okay too. But it's up to you. The ball is on your side of the court. What are you going to do? You know, it's game time. It's game time. You know, it's how do you want to live the rest of your life? You know, do you want to keep listening to the haters, or do you want to start taking responsibility for your life? To stop listening to the haters, to stop feeding into and accepting the toxic environment as your truth. This is one of those moments where you get to define for yourself what is your truth. Stop listening to the freaking toxic ass haters. Please stop. It's like, it almost pisses me off. Not you. You don't piss me off. Your action doesn't piss me off. Just the idea that people listen to toxic haters that don't mean crap to them. I'll tell you, I got haters in my life. I got huge haters. I almost want to say bigger haters than you. Like, I meant, you know, you got haters. I think I got bigger haters than the haters that hate you. I don't listen to them. They don't matter to me. Like, keep hating on me. I don't give a blank. I don't care. Because they don't have power over me. They got nothing on me. I'm not listening to that crap. I'm staying on track with myself because I know who I am. I'm done. That's all I got. Okay. Nelly Carlson, good to see you on. Wow. Real quick, that's the most fired up I've been on a live stream in a long time. Feels good. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, Kitty Marie. Kitty says, you have and literally discovered me. I want love, positivity, dreams. Give me. Oh, you're cursed? I don't know what you mean. I'm blessed, not cursed. Definitely not cursed. Literally discovered me. I want love, positivity, dreams. Give me. Give it to yourself. Give it to yourself. You owe yourself, Kitty Marie. You owe yourself. Give it to yourself. You want positive. You want love, positivity, and dreams? Give it to yourself. Stop holding yourself back. How? Choose. Choice. Do it. Like, stop holding back. Stop listening to the crappy negative voices. Just do it. You're still asking how, aren't you? Why? I get it. It's confusing. I don't. It's confusing. How, Richard? How? How do I create positivity, love, and dreams? How? Figure it out. Like, I don't have all your answers. You know, you have your answers. You really have your answers. You got to dig deep and figure it out for yourself. It's there. You just got to do the work to find it. It's there. Keep digging. Don't give up. 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 Like, it's there. You have everything that you need. Keep digging. Don't give up. That's it. Okay? All right? Like, are you confused still? I bet you are. I would be confused if I were in your position too. It is what it is. Keep digging, don't give up. Keep digging, don't give up. Like, it's there. That's it. Okay? It's the answer. Like, you're going to be confused. It's a journey of life. You know, if life were so easy, we would all be happy. You know, we're all trying to figure out this journey of life. We're all trying to figure out what is this. I'm confused. I'm confused too. I don't know my life either. You know, I'm doing the best that I can. So keep digging. Don't give up. Um, let's see. Susie H says, Kitty, the positive self-talk is important, one step at a time. I suggest saying nice things to yourself in the morning. 100% agree with Susie H. Thank you, Susie H. You're the best. Um, let's see. Kitty Marie says, me. Chloe, please give me the answers. What? EVS, just listen to Richard. Oh, whatevs. Whatevs, just listen to Richard. Me talking to myself. Got it. Yep. So, Kitty, a huge thing. Kitty, I kind of I have a pretty good understanding of where you're coming from, how your mindset works, things like that, based off our conversations for the past few weeks. Um, again, be kind to yourself and like trust yourself. Trust yourself. Just trust yourself. It's going to be a messy journey. You're not going to have all the answers. Trust yourself. Just keep going. Keep searching for the answers. Keep asking questions. It's not all going to come. It's not going to. You're not going to self-discover yourself overnight. It's going to take time. It's going to take probably years. You know, just like Susie H, just like Richard Quo, just like all the your idols, your role models. Like it takes time. That's all. Okay. Anyway, I'll be here. I'm gonna hop off right now. It's 9:11, aka 71 minutes in. Danita, good to see you on. Thanks for hopping on real quick. At this point, I'm going to end the live stream. Thank you for hopping on. And as the topic of today's conversation is, are you enjoying taking one day at a time? If you're not enjoying taking one day at a time, and you're trying to learn how to improve yourself and grow and all that stuff, quick reminder to take it one day at a time. Like nothing, Rome wasn't built over. I'm butchering it. Anyway, Rome was not built in a day. Point being, it takes time. Okay. Anyway, thanks for giving me. Kitty, thanks for this conversation. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. Susie H, thanks for hopping in, offering some suggestions, all that good stuff. Nelly Carlson, same. Let's see. Kitty says, sweet dreams to you too. Kitty says, going to beat Shao Kahn and you cannot stop me. Shao Kahn and you? Mortal Kombat? Is that Mortal Kombat? I'm not clear. Anyway, Nelly Carlson says, doesn't Quo mean mouth in Mandarin? Ko? Ko. Ko is mouth in Mandarin. My Quo in Mandarin is pronounced Quo. Yeah. All right. Take care. Danita says, miss listening to your words of wisdom. Thank you, Danita. It's great. I'm remembering slowly. Goodness. Long time. Super cool. I'm super grateful to have like people like who used to hop on the live streams come back on and after a long time. Okay. Anyway, I'm here. I'll probably be on tomorrow, same time, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Good night, everyone. Have a good night. Take care. Okay. Bye-bye.